Okay, things are going to be a little messed up because I have changed a bunch of stuff. So, let me see what it sounds like. Yeah, that music's way too loud. That sounds better. Probably a bit more like this. Yeah, that probably works. I probably should have checked this before I started streaming. Turn monitor off, and hopefully everything is sounding okay. If not, please do let me know, because yeah, I have been playing around with stuff, as you may notice. I've been changing a bunch of stuff, redesigning stuff so that it all works well with the overlay. Probably have a look at some of it later. But for now, let us head over to... Oh, I've left my debug on. I will turn that off. But yeah, I have been playing around with the overlay, changing the border and a few other things. So I also want to get on microphone. Yeah, that's all fine. Okay. But yeah, I'm going to have to play around with some stuff. I have been playing around with some stuff. We'll go into it later. But for now, we're going to be working on Coppice. Picking up where we left off on Monday. Got one last little thing to do on our task list and for the new model stuff, and then we can actually start implementing some of the fun stuff, the features. So let us head over to the room and play around in the conference room. So if I bring it over there, let's have a quicker look-see. See how all this looks now that it is alive. That should be all okay then. So, right. That. This is what happens when you change everything. So, what we are going to do is we were wanting. We had just got. Bring up our Coppice. The last thing we've done is just got the version 2 to version 3 migration working. So what we want to do now we want to do one last little bit of refactoring, which is model field conversion. If we go down to M3 data, go to model reader. You can see here that we have item model file properties, and what this does is this is going to pull out the it's going to find which properties are represented by a model file, and it's going to pull the plist out and create an actual model file object. The other place that we do this is with the ID, where we convert that from the string representation to an actual ID. Now there are other places where we store an ID in the plist, and what would be nice to do is if we were able to do that sort of conversion as well. So rather than just return the model file properties, we'll return a list of all properties that we want to do conversions on. Kieran, thank you for raiding. How was the end of your stream? Unfortunately, alerts aren't really working at the moment. That is one thing I haven't done, but most other stuff should be working. I hope. I think. I have realised I forgot to run an ad during the start, so we'll do that in the break so that anyone coming in is not stuck in adverts. But yes, we are going to be changing this, and it's basically going to return the actual list of properties and conversion type. So there'll be model file, there'll be model ID, and then we'll do the conversion here. So oh dear, buffering hell, yeah, that's never a fun thing. I am doing well. Oh. Is everything still burning? Yes, it all seems to be. Okay. Oh, you're liking the overlay. That is good to hear. I've changed quite a few things. As you'll notice, I solved the chat problem. The chat now appears up there, and they pop down, and then they fade away. And if you get too many of them, they'll fade away a bit sooner. So, but yeah, chat now appears up there, and I have my bar down here. I realise as I'm doing more than just Coppice, these aren't really Coppice dev streams anymore, they're more MQ dev streams. They're me working on my stuff. So I have my rotating socials down here, and then over here you'll see this is currently wrong. It says stream overlay. If I go and press projects and change to Coppice, voila! It updates the current project. That was a lot of fun to do. That is using some shortcuts that copy an image to the location that OBS searches for it, and writes to a text file which OBS reads into a label. So yeah, it's been fun getting this stuff done. For stuff like raids and subscription stuff, I could set up the overlays in OBS again, but I want to do those in well, in the overlay, so I'll just do without them for now. I've also changed a few other things. You'll notice that the Pokebot looks a little different. So why is that? I've also noticed that this has shifted. Why has this shifted? Transform. That could be there, or thereabouts. So yeah, I have some thicker glasses now, which means that we get around some of the issues we were having where they were a bit too small. You'll also notice that I appear to be a bit shorter, and that's because I am. I've made my cube body a bit more cube-like, so reduce the height there, reduce the height of my neck, so I'm a little bit shorter. I've also moved the wall around. I realised that it's probably better just making the entire wall into a magenta screen, so therefore I can, not have to deal with that. You'll also notice a few other things. If I head back over here, you'll notice two things. One, the odd artifacting around my face is gone. I've done a little teeny bit of remodeling on the monitor, and that has fixed a bunch of the artifacting. You should also hopefully see, I can't remember if I may have turned it off. No, it should still be on. Looks like it's on. All the lines look a fair bit smoother. They're still not perfect, but they look better, and that's because I finally got around to turning anti-aliasing on. So yeah, everything should be looking much better. And yeah, hopefully I'm not taking up quite as much space. This is the thing that I had to undo. I built this all last night where I made myself really small and screen really big, and then realised that wasn't working, and then I undid it, but then I was too big. So yeah, I've tweaked it a fair bit, and I should hopefully now be smoother. I'm still not as good as I could be, and this is where OBS 28 will come in. So I'm having to do a display capture to capture the overlay. And the reason I'm having to do that is that window capture lags, and that means things get out of sync, at least in version 27. But the problem is with the display capture is anything I put over it will display on the screen. So for example, even though these don't display anymore, I've got this here, but if I move it down, you'll see that it appears, because this is appearing over the screen now rather than behind me. So what does that mean? Well, it means I've got to be super careful, and it means that this overlay is currently stuck on my vertical monitor, which means that the actual overlay is not 1080p. I have so many different resolutions going on here. So my overlay is currently, I think it's of like 1440 by 960, so it's like 960p. The display, the actual stream output is 1080p, as is all the overlay stuff. Meanwhile, all of this behind me is basically 5K stuff that is designed to work at as though it was 1440p in terms of UI size, but scaled to 4K and then scaled down to 1080p. Well, slightly less than 1080p because it's clipped a bit. So yeah, that is probably why you may notice that the pill keyboard is a little fuzzier than what is behind. So what I'm hoping is we will eventually, with the new version of OBS, be able to do window capture, because there's a bunch of cool new stuff in there. And when it's window capture, I don't have to worry about stuff going over it, and that means I can throw it on one of my other displays and make it fully 1080p, which means it should make it a bit crisper as well. So alright. So, if we get back into this, we are going to get some of this stuff working in a Coppice. So we currently have model file properties. Now the question is, Right, so we have model file property. Where's the static version? Nowhere. Because we used to have the static version and then we changed it. So what we want to do is potentially go back to the static version. And in the plist. Good. Problem is with the plist is the only thing we can really know about is that there should be an ID. There should be a version, there should be settings, there should be some supported types. Supported types are persistence types. And they should have so yeah, we're not going to be able to do it in the plist. This is going to have to happen in the model reader and model writer. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. By the way, how does the audio sound? Is the music too loud, too quiet? I had to tweak it a fair bit to get things working properly. I basically created an entirely fresh scene collection in OBS. And that essentially means that everything got reset effectively. Right, so in here, objects. Right, so what we actually have the model file property, the static bar, model, not model file properties, it is Hey Sinister, how are you doing? Welcome to the slightly updated overlay. Stream is going fairly well. Thanks. It took a while to get it to where it is. I may still want to play around with it a bit more. I'm not sure whether I'll stick with blue or maybe go for something, because I went for blue to make it look a little bit like iMessage. but I may change it to look a bit more like macOS notifications, which are sort of a greyish colour. But we'll see. I think it solves the problem in that I didn't know where to fit the chat, and I constantly hid the chat. So now the chat constantly lives in the top right. It just slides in and fades out. And as I was saying to Kieran, we now have down the bottom here, all the social stuff now rotates through, which should be a bit clearer than what we had up there. And then down here we have the current project, which I can actually switch between. For example, if you wanted Streamline, Streamline doesn't have an icon yet. If I'm working on the overlay, I can have the overlay there. But most of the time it's just going to say Coppice. So yeah, that is I'm pretty pleased. It's fairly minimalistic, but I think it works really well. I notice, why is the main display moved again? Transform, edit transform. Go. And that is a lot. That is a lot. Not a lot. But yeah, I tried doing all sorts of different ideas and then ended up realizing, oh, I could just make it simple, because the key thing is, I was looking at all these different overlays, and so many overlays have so much stuff in. Oh yeah. Oh yes, you missed this, didn't you? There are 4 themes now. I can show you the other ones before reverting back to terminal if you want. Shall we go through them all? So we have terminal, which is all green and glowy. And there's a red one here. Then what else do we have? We have B-Sod, the blue screen of death. Oh, apparently there is actually a red screen of death. So this is just the normal theme, but in the blue screen of death colours. So white, a blue, and a grey. But by far my favourite, the best one of them all, Pixels. So I have my pixel art self, which some of the like this makes the animation of like the mouth and everything look almost better. And then we get an angry, we get a worried, and happy. And I think all these work pretty well. But if we switch back to terminal, because that is the one you selected, this one has a bit of a glow on it. But yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, and these should no longer bounce out of the thing because, oh, I don't know where that's gone now. Because we should have proper collision everywhere in this room. So yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, all this was this week. We got the terminal phase working at the end of Monday, I believe. Or did we even do anything on Monday? We may not have done. So it may have been during the week, but definitely during the week I got Pixels and VSOD working. And then since then I've been redoing a bunch of the overlay stuff. I got stuck on Wednesday redesigning the overlay and then tracked it all on Thursday, and then yesterday and this morning was mostly getting stuff such as remodeling Pokebot so he's a little bit shorter and not taking up as much of the screen, and remodeling this room so everything's a bit better, and turning on anti-aliasing finally so things should be a bit smoother, and updating all of my like controls and stuff like that so that everything works. So yeah, it's been pretty good, and yeah, the good news is I can go a bit longer today, so we may spend a bit of time on the overlay later. And what I would like to do, so there are a few things that we could do. The first is implement alerts for follow, subscribe and rate, because we no longer have alerts for those, so we could work on that, or we could try playing around with the gravity bomb idea, or what's something else I was going to do. I mean, I do want to finally get around to texturing at some point, but I'm sure there was something else. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how things are turning out. I've managed to get a lot of stuff done, so, and it's fun to work on. Yes, gravity bomb, you heard me. Well, anti-gravity bomb. So, Sinister had the idea of, what if the bugs exploded? And I was like, but I want to have... I like them being around. And then I had the idea of, but wait, what if you could like blow up a bunch of stuff? And I don't want to have you throw a bomb and blow up the bugs. But what if, through a bomb, then the bomb explodes and everything in the radius has gravity reversed until it hits the ceiling, at which point it comes down again. Or maybe the gravity is reversed for a certain period of time before it goes back to normal and everything falls down. So that could affect me. It could affect any bug balls in the area. It could affect anything else that happens to be on stream. So yeah, it will make things potentially a lot of fun, but I think I'm probably going to go for the alerts first, because I want to at least get raids and subscriber alerts in somehow. Raid, I know what I want to do, at least the basics of it. Subscriber, I'm not sure. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to do. Have it so that when I move away from the screen, it sort of turns the screen off. So, anyway, what we want to do is we want to get these model properties done. So, case is model ID, case is model file. Property property version. Model property conversion. This is going to be plist of model plist keys, model property conversion. Make that public. Okay, so we no longer care about model file property. So these can all vanish. What you care about is property version. Click static bar Let's key model practical version, and we're going to return empty. So we have all this. What we want is actually extension model property. Convert this. Convert. Convert. Oh, convert that. And that way, no, we can't do it that way. Have it from convert. Or file. Property value. File. Value. E. So what we're going to do that, we've got property value, which is that. Let's return L. I'm going to get the model file and we'll return model file. File wrapper. Hill. So, how are you doing today, Sinister? Have you got much on this weekend? This convert to that one should be that ID string. God L and L. Go to get the model ID string and then model ID string. Model ID string. Alright, what we're doing here is we're going to do for model file property in don't want those to be. And we'll leave them as static, but we do want property version. Version. Oh, been a bit busy, not too bad though. Well, hopefully it's the rest of it gets to be a bit relaxing then, a bit less busy, unless it's a good sort of busy. Let's see, modify property in item.property conversion. Got list key version. Want to switch on version. If it is model ID, want to let value equal list item version. Converted plist. Then we're going to do if let model ID equals self.convert to model ID value converted plist key equals model ID. Same here. If let model file self.convert model file value content converted plist key model file. Should be able to all of that. And okay, so we can guard let that else. If I build, we'll probably, yes we do, but if I do this, should fail. We do. Okay. So the reason we fail is, for example, right, I believe mother writer does, no, it does convert back, but it just sees if something is a model file, it doesn't bother checking the property. Okay, so the model writer will still work, we just need to fix that. Right. So I think the only things that currently do a model Model file properties. So we actually want property versions. We're going to turn canvas.thumbnail dot model file. Get rid of that. And then we're going to have page, which is property versions, return page.content, which is going to be .model file. Alright, so if we run again, hopefully this should work. Test completed. All passed. So we went from 0 to 49 and then back to 0. So now that that is working, we want to now do the IDs. Now there's nothing in here. Like we have the ID there. So we'll do that. Actually, no, we're not going to do peerless representation. We're going to do update from peerless, that's where it already is. We don't need to do ID because ID will always be automatically handled for us. So there's nothing there. Canvas. We've got a canvas theme. Okay, nothing there. Canvas page. When we get rid of the parent, however, we are still going to want the page and the canvas. So therefore here, property conversion, we're going to turn first page dot canvas page dot page is going to be a dot model ID dot canvas page dot canvas is going to be model ID. Making a gravy for tonight's dinner, it smells so good. What, you making the gravy before you cook? Or is it something that you've already cooked and it's going to be like a slow roast thing? My favourite gravy is probably when you have a roast gammon. Let me use as a marinade. Ooh. Gammon roast is my favourite, especially because usually my mum will cook a Sunday roast, usually over winter. And when she goes to buy the meat from downtown, if she wants to get a lamb, she gets like it's a tiny bit of meat that costs like £15–20. It's like a lot for a little. Whereas for gammon, she gets like a massive amount for a £5, and it's really good. It's like you not only have plenty to eat, but no matter how much you're going to eat that evening, there's going to be enough left over for sandwiches later. but because you usually do, I think it's brown sugar, I think, we use to season the gammon and stuff like that, we get a very nice sweet gravy with it, so which mixes really well with mashed potatoes and that gravy. Very nice. What am I looking for? Got distracted by gravy and I've forgotten what I'm looking for. I've done canvas page. Do canvas link. Yeah, my tea tonight is a pizza because I haven't had one in a week, and that is a travesty. Source page, dot model ID, dot canvas link, dot destination page, dot model ID. I can't really do a page link because that's not a model type. So what exactly are you cooking, Kieran, if you don't mind me asking? A homemade KFC chicken pie. Ooh. So what do you do? Do you make the fried chicken and then put that in the pie with the gravy? I mean, that is another top gravy, is KFC gravy. But the gravy is used to marinate the chicken before it's cooked. Ooh, nice. That. So I should be able to. Destination. Like your own kind of pastry, but it's a while since you had proper flaky pastry, so take an easy route instead. The easy route for me would be to just go and get KFC. Also, the canvas page needs thing. Where we have page string, which is a model ID. Canvas string, which is a model ID. I haven't actually had a KFC in ages either. It's I haven't had takeaway in a while. Okay, something failed. Where did I go wrong? Ah, because that. Yes, so when we're updating from peerless representation, they should no longer be strings because they'll already be set correctly at this point. Parent we don't care about. And do we not have canvas link test? We do not, so that is why they pass. Okay, so reading is working. Now, writing. And for this, we want to go through all of our stuff. Yep, do that. Make it take ID. I'm gonna leave parents for now because. Or are we gonna leave parents for now? Because conversion will clear out the parent. No, let's get rid of parent. We'll leave reading in for now. Why don't we get rid of reading parenting as well? There's literally no reason for it to exist. Right. Ah. Do you want to handle model ID arrays? Not to. It's a bit of code, and it means that we're being consistent everywhere. Yeah, let's add support for model ID arrays. What? I want to do that. And map that to slash. And I'm going to get array of model ID. Content count. Okay. Model object. We get our property conversions. Case ID array. In model reader, ID array. Done. And then convert to my ID array. Let's string L and value got model ID strings, let model IDs model ID string compact model I 0 guard model ID is equal to IDs. I want to make the count so you at some point my muscle memory will get the arrow keys on this keyboard correct. I have been so used to where they are, and I had the same problem when I shifted from shifted to a Microsoft Sculpt keyboard because the arrow keys moved, and then I've got used to those and now they're in the wrong places for my muscle memory. Hey. But yes, this is the problem I am having. If we bring up Microsoft Sculpt, the arrow keys are here. They're shifted in a bit so you can have this nice compact shape. So you have like the up key next to the shift key and the left key is just below it. The problem is I've switched back to one that has like properly separated keys and I can't type on those anymore. It's annoying when you use the arrow keys so much. So we have a bunch of failures. Still well, well, I mean, my new one is this is what I currently have, which I finally, if I go to Pokey at me. Finally, put up my review of it this past week. It was first meant to go up in May, and then I kept forgetting, so it finally got up in August. But yeah, this keyboard is pretty fantastic. I love it. It works incredibly well, and it has replaced the Sculpt. The Sculpt was what I used before, and it was... I loved the Sculpt, but the Sculpt has many issues. It doesn't have Mac software. Like, the Mac is not officially supported. So things such as the battery indicator, caps lock and stuff didn't work. The wireless dongle on Sculpt is one of the worst bits of wireless in the history of the world. It got to the point where I bought myself a USB A to A extension cable so that I could plug it into the computer and then the wireless dongle into the other end, and then tape that end, or rather blue tack that end, underneath the keyboard, effectively turning this wireless keyboard into another keyboard because I could not trust it to reliably transmit more than about a centimetre. And the function keys are all membrane keys, so they kept getting stuck. And what else was there? Oh yeah, they break after about a year, well, between 1 and 3 years. So I've been through 3 of them in about 8 years. Now you may be thinking, why on earth would someone love such a keyboard? Well, because the Microsoft Sculpt is also an incredibly good keyboard. It's comfortable, it's nice to type on, you can easily get one. It had a separate numpad, which was quite a cool thing, but it's just a very nice keyboard. The Logitech basically solves, so far, all of the problems with the Microsoft Sculpt. The software is still not great, mostly because it doesn't work with macOS Monterey, and the new version of the software does not support this keyboard yet. So yeah. But other than that, hardware-wise, it is absolutely fantastic. And Logitech's supposed to be fantastic because when I accidentally broke one of the legs on it, they sent me a bunch of new ones out for free. So yeah, this is my new favourite keyboard. I seem to change keyboard about once a decade, roughly. I managed most of my time on the Natural Ergonomic 4000, then went to the Sculpt, and now I'm on this, which will hopefully be my keyboard of choice for the next decade, as long as Logitech keep making it. So I have no problem with that, because I've used, like, I swear by Logitech's mice, and I have done for about as long as I've used an ergonomic keyboard. The Logitech MX Master mice are some of the best mice money can buy. Right, so what we want to do is go through here. But yeah, the best advice I can always give to anyone, people are always like, oh, what should I do for my computer setup? How can I, like any sort of job where you're working on a computer, what should I do to my computer to make it better? Like, should I invest in a much better computer? And I'm like, no. Get a decent computer, but initially focus on everything around the computer. Get yourself, like, skimp on the computer to get yourself a better chair. Skimp on the computer to get yourself a better desk. Skimp on the computer to get yourself a better keyboard and mouse. Because all of those aid your ergonomics. And if your ergonomics are better, you have less risk of getting RSI. And do you know what RSI stops you from doing? Working and earning money, which would allow you to buy the better computer. So if you do those fundamentals, get a good chair, a good desk, good comfortable keyboard and mouse, make sure everything is in the right setup, that is going to make you a lot better. If you're doing a lot of stuff in terms of like artwork, where you're working on a graphics tablet, make sure all the graphics tablets and everything is set up correctly. Now, you don't have to go as over the top as me. Like, my computer chair cost about £1,000, which is a lot for a chair. But pretty much every last bit of it is adjustable. And it also, and this is when you're working the way that it's good to think, it has a 10-year warranty on it. So, okay, that's £1,000, but that's £100 a year. Okay, well that sounds a lot more reasonable. But I'm going to be sat in it pretty much every day. Okay, so that's about 30 pence a day then. But I'm going to be sat in it maybe between like 7 and 9 hours a day, maybe longer. So let's say 8 hours a day. Okay, well now we're at what, 4 pence an hour. Think about how much you earn per hour and ask yourself, is 4 pence an hour over 10 years worth you having a much, I don't want to say comfier time, but it is comfort, because it's something that will properly support your back, something that will properly support your arms, something that will help keep your posture correct. Like mine is designed so that it's got proper lumbar support, it's got like a very tall backrest. I could get a head support for it, I've not need one. I've got adjustable arms on it which allow my arms to rest at a good height. Got a good amount of height adjustment and everything. It allows me to set the chair up correctly. And it's like, you say to someone, oh, I've spent £1,000 on the chair, and it's like, why do you spend that much? But if I say I'm spending 4 pence an hour on my health while I work, it seems alright. And same with, I mean, the desk, it's a height adjustable desk, so you're going to get that, but I went for a height adjustable desk so that I can stand up during the day. Again, costs more, though they can be quite cheap now, especially if you don't care about the electronic ones and you just go for the mechanical ones. You can get them pretty cheap, but even the electronic ones, you can get them from IKEA and they're not too expensive. But again, that is worth it, because if you can spend some time stood up while you work, that helps you get into a different posture. It helps you use a little bit more energy while you're stood up, so it's a little bit healthier, and it just lets you move around and deal with things. And also, this is a key thing, it lets you adjust the height of the desk so that your monitor is at the correct level. I'm very big into ergonomics. I don't go like super ridiculous, but for example, I now have like monitor arms for all my monitors, so I can finally get them at the correct height for me. So it's one of those things of, your computer should really be the last thing that you prioritize. You obviously want a decent computer, something that can do the work you want, but if it's a choice between improving the ergonomics of your setup or spending a bit more on your computer, always go on the ergonomics of your setup, because the investment in that pays you back far more than going to the next level of CPU or the next level of GPU. And then eventually, because a lot of this stuff, like this desk, I got this desk, oh god, when did I get this desk? It must be getting on for 10, no, it won't be 10 years ago. It must be getting on for 8 years ago. I think the chair is about 5 or 6 years old. So this chair will last me another 4 or 5 years until the warranty runs out, and then it will probably last me beyond then. This desk, as long as the motor keeps working, it will last me a long time. And then hopefully I may be able to get like a motor replacement if it breaks. But it lasts a long time. They will last longer than, I mean, this chair and this desk have lasted me through 3 computers so far. So your computer gets updated a lot more frequently. So these things are sort of like the absolute best investments you can make in your work environment. And like I say, if it's something where you're working on a graphics tablet or something like that, look into getting, like, you can mount them on monitor arms. So you can get them at a comfortable location, comfortable angle for you. Look into different mice. Never ever ever, and I say this as someone who has used Macs my entire life and used to be a massive Apple fanboy, never use an Apple mouse if you care about ergonomics, because they are the worst. Always go for other mice. You want a mouse that when it's in your hand, like, you basically, where you want all this stuff to work when it comes to ergonomics is, like, think about how you hold, like, you just hold your arm out and hold your hand out and just observe your hand. Look at how your fingers curve. Look at the space underneath. Look at the direction they curve. In fact, let's bring up the iPad. So what you will find is that your hands, you'll basically be, got your hand there and your fingers sort of curve down like that, and your thumb sort of that sort of shape from the side. So what you want is, you want a mouse that neatly fits under there, and a lot of mice are like that. Apple mice, unfortunately, are basically like that, which is terrible because that requires your hand to flatten out. And if your hand is just there resting and your fingers are curved and everything feels relaxed. If you try to straighten out your hand, it's not that much, but you just feel a little bit of stretch sort of going along down your arm. Do that for too long, that's going to cause RSI. Now, this is where ergonomic keyboards come in, and why ergonomic keyboards are curved as they are. If you hold your hand out and just look at it, you'll see that your hand is not straight. Your hand curves. Like, you just look at the back of your hand, it curves slightly towards your little finger. So that is why ergonomic keyboards are generally like that. So your hand curves down, and then your fingers, your little finger is smaller, your index finger is a bit smaller, biggest gap there is your middle finger. So they're curved to try and match the resting position of your hand. It's also why they split, because your hands are not meant to be so close together. So if they're split a bit, it allows them to be moved out. They're also angled vertically. So rather than being straight, if you are sat here and your arms, and you've got a keyboard here, your arms are basically having to go at an angle. Well, if it's straight, then your hands are having to your wrists are having to, just in a boxy fashion, really, they're going to have to go like that. And if it's a small keyboard, then your arms are really going to have to move in. So what you do is you make it big enough so that you don't have to move your shoulders in too much, but you also make it so that keyboard goes like that, so that your wrists stay straight. So ergonomics is all about getting you in the correct neutral position, effectively. It's why they, for example, say that your monitor, the top of your monitor should be about eye level. So my monitors, the top of my monitor is about an inch above, because you don't want to be looking up and down. You want it to be something where you can like look around. One bad thing about ergonomics for me is that I have monitors either side, which technically you are like I'm rotating my head, but most of the stuff I want is in easy reach, so I don't need to rotate it too much or for too long. Plus I can swivel my chair if I'm working too long. But they're mostly there for reference and things. Do any of them have backlighting? So if you go for like the main mass market ones, like the Logitech Ergo K60 or the Microsoft Sculpt, they don't have backlighting. But there are plenty out there that do. There are some, because most of the mass market ones are scissor switch keys as well, but there are ones out there that are mechanical. They have fully split things, so you get two separate ones. If I can go right, search for ergonomic keyboard. You get all sorts of different ones. You get some like that are completely split, but they're straight rather than curved. But I'm trying to see. You can get some like this where they're completely split, so you can have it so that your hands aren't even, shoulders aren't even having to turn at all. You can have them completely like at a neutral thing. But these ones have backlights where you can change the keycaps and stuff. I mean, some of these super weird ones are like these. They're super curved and they go a bit beyond, but if you really wanted to get into ergonomics, you go for something like this, because they are designed to be a lot. It's all about, like I say, keeping you in as neutral a position as possible and reducing the amount of movement you need to do, and the movement you do need to do is as comfortable and simple as possible. But you can get all sorts of different ones out there. Some backlit, some not, some scissor switch, some mechanical. You get some nice ones here that are like, a lot of them are ones that like you can build yourself in a sense. But yeah, it's definitely something worth looking into. I mean, I would just say, just focus on positioning things first. You don't need to spend ridiculous money. Get the keyboard in a comfortable position. Get the mouse in a comfortable position. Get yourself a good chair and get your desk at a good height and your monitor at a good height. Once you have those things done, you are a lot of the way there. After getting more, Kenny's going to sell his spares for a good price, so we're looking to a new desk and maybe a new chair afterwards. Yeah, that is worth doing. I mean, like I said, you don't need to spend ridiculous money. You just want to get things positioned right. I mean, it can be something as simple as getting something to stick, like it can be as simple as sticking a book under a monitor to raise it up to the correct height, so you're not having to like look down ever so slightly, so it's at the correct height. For me, it was switching from using a laptop. If you're using a laptop, laptops are the worst for ergonomics. You want like an external monitor, an external mouse, an external keyboard if you are going to be sat working on the monitor for a long time, because they are just going to be a lot better. yeah, here we are, IKEA. IKEA standing desk. They can go up quite expensive, but they're also fairly cheap if you go for one of these, which I believe you get like a hand crank to raise it. So £200 for a height adjustable desk is really not that bad. You can go for the more expensive ones. I think the other ones are fully. Cookies, the standard desk. I think these are more expensive. Yeah, these get a lot more expensive, but these are like designed to be. These are higher end things, but this is where I got my monitor arms from. But yeah, it's just about thinking about ergonomics. You don't have to, like I say, you don't have to spend ridiculous amounts of money. It's just thinking about things. It's just make sure you get a decent chair. Like, I had so many back problems because for a long time I just used a chair that was like £70–80 from Staples, but it was comfy at first, but it was terrible, and I had to get cushions and stuff, and it was just like a chair for under £100 is probably not worth it. You really want to be looking at least in the £200 to £400 range for something that is going to be decent ergonomically, something that you'll be able to sit in for a long period of time and not get back problems. Like I say, you don't need to go as over the top as me. I just happen to have the money and find something that was like super adjustable and everything. But it's one of those things of any money you do spend is an investment. Yourself, in your health, and your ability to make money in the future, because you have to spend less time off with all sorts of posture problems and so on, and spend less on fixing them later, so... Yeah, I almost never get the classic numb bum because my seat has a lot of very firm padding. My back has a lot of firm padding, and it's designed to keep me moving in a sense, like just little micro movements that help keep the blood flowing in the legs. Like, it encourages you just to lean back ever so slightly, and you're just rocking back and forth, and it's just little bits of movement. Speaking of which, I'm just going to mute because I do actually need to stand up. A good chair can stop your legs from going numb, but it can't stop them from needing to stretch on occasion. Right. But I mean, the other thing is you can go bit by bit. You can buy improve one thing, improve another. Like, I got an ergonomic keyboard, and then I got a better mouse, and then eventually I got a sit-stand desk, and then eventually I got a really good chair. Eventually I've got the monitor arm so that I can raise things up. You just do it bit by bit, and the good thing is a lot of these things will last a long time. So this is the thing. Spend a lot on them, but when you balance out that, oh, I'm going to be sat on this chair for this long each day, for this many of days each year, for this many of years, it ends up working out fairly cheap. Let's do. Oh, you got directions wrong on the KFC pad. There's a separate marinade, and the gravy gets added in after the chicken's fried. That might make more sense. I was going to say, doesn't the gravy get made after you've cooked the meat? Said in that. Plain. There we go. So everything failing now is a writer test. And that is because everything is a... what we want. key. Representation map values. We don't want to do map values. What we want var plist representation. Is plist or this one, this first. Get if ID value ID the strips. Yeah, that should hopefully fix those last cubes. No, because we have files.append file, model file. Okay, tests all pass. So, as we are about 90 minutes into the stream, I am going to go and get myself a fresh cup of tea, because usually I've got one by this point in the stream. And when we get back, I'll get all that committed, and then we can potentially start actually getting things implemented in terms of the features. So we'll start looking into those, and initially just getting things working as they were before, because Canvas pages no longer work. So we'll open up the sample document and get things drawing inside of the canvas. And yeah, once that is done, we should be able to start doing some of the other stuff, such as allowing linking to other things, only having a single page open, and so on. So yes, we will do that, and that is what we're going to be spending the rest of August working on. So I will see you all in about 5 minutes. How do you have so many channel points? So this is interesting. How are they? Oh, maybe some of them are getting through the door, and that's how they get in there. Because they throw from the camera towards me. So it's like, how is some getting in here? Because they should be thrown from the camera, but they must all be going through the door. That is a lot of bugs. Okay, I need to fix that. So we have bugs all around here. And all around here. And lots of bugs around here. At least I'm able to move through them okay. Yeah, good stress test. But yes, you may have noticed that I did reduce the bug cost. May you request a feature for your own sanity? Sure, what's the feature request? Growing more than one bug at a time. We may be able to accommodate that. we will see what we can come up with. Ah, but I am at infinite. And my bugs are bigger than yours. Well, that is getting in the way ever so slightly. Oh god. That was a mistake. No, go away! There's too many bugs in here, he keeps bouncing back. And stay out. We don't have any bugs here in this establishment. We have a very good health rating. Can you see any bugs? Ignore this view. Can you see any bugs? Nope. I see no bugs. Okay. Don't have anybody clip that. This is a professional stream and nothing ever goes wrong. Right, so we have all of this working. It is at this point that I realise I haven't actually built Coppice. Is this gonna fail? Can't find model reader in code. Reader. This dot plist dot all plist dot us. Oh no, it's model reader, property controller. Put empty data separate. And then it's plist to all. Can I find plist in scope? Yes, you can. It's in Coppice core. Actually, no, you can't because it's not public. I do apologize. Public. Yes, we have new music. We have a new Popski album. In fact, once this track is finished, what I'll probably do is turn shuffle off and just play through it all. Because it is a very good album. Alright, now you should be able to see plist in scope. Read parameter. Right, let's turn off and just play through it. Normally. I am just realizing something. I want to change something on my stream deck. As I have bubble out, so I keep coughing. So what I want is to stick my mute button on my Xcode stream deck screen, so I don't have to keep switching back and forth just to mute. Honestly, it is possibly my #1 reason for wanting to get a second stream deck is just to have the mute button. I mean, it may be one of those things if it may be worth looking into one of the mini ones that's just got 6 things on, just so I can have a mute button always there. What do they cost, actually? Stream Deck Mini. It's £70, which is a lot considering that a full Stream Deck is twice as much, but you get more than twice the buttons. You get 2.5 times the buttons. But they're useful little things, essentially. Oh well. It's really annoying when you get that just little bubble in your throat and you can't clear it. File wrapper dot file wrapper dot data dot plist. Actually, I probably want is to make those constants. So if I go to Coppice core global const, don't need the document version anymore. What I do want is public static bar document do public struct document contents contents, and then public static bar plist data plist content. I believe that is correct. But I can find. I can't really find out. No. fire up a content tree? Okay, so we're gonna get that. Okay. Has model reader. Global error codes. Reading document failed. Okay, you have to do that in preview file. So, global constants dot error codes dot document. Oh no, that's the error codes. Error. So I've got model reader errors. Network probably wanted in global const. So what I'm going to do. Now let's extension error. Struct Coppice. static. Yeah, I'm going to use a function for this. Just we could use a variable, but I want to generate a new one each time, and I want to have consistency. And if we ever need to pass stuff in, it's going to be useful. Gold's wrong there, anyway. Here. No, it's a okay. And this error. And then what we can do here is we're going to throw an error dot coppice dot document to you. We need this to be public. And go and this error dot copy dot failed. That needs to be public static. So we have we've got file wrapper, and what we want to do is guard let file wrapper, and no, once where is here? So we can do global constants dot document contents dot data content folder, and then we're going to throw this error dot coppice dot document dot being failed. Okay, and then we can copy that. Paste that there. Data. Let list content Let's try model writer dot file wrappers. Turn a file wrapper. Directory file wrappers. Content wrapper. Document contents content folder. Content wrapper. Oh, so it's okay. Wrapper. Okay, so what I want to do is open up Coppice and make sure that... Okay, so I just have the sample document. So, I am... there. Eat that. Right. Let's build and run and see what happens. Okay. Test. Select that. My second page. Get the second page and I click. And it's still doing that because it is still setting the parent. However, if I was to save this to the desktop, test Coppice file, and then I was to close, and I was to reopen this, we no longer have the arrow because that doesn't actually exist, and potentially there is no link between them anymore. Because if it's setting the parent, it's not creating the page link. and it's not creating the page link. Okay. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to spend the rest of this stream going through and marking what needs changing, what needs updating for this. If I bring up Azure. Right, so what I want to do first, I want say commit all of my changes. So add property conversion. Oh, I'm excited because at some point days so I'm getting a pegboard for my garage so I can organise things, and I am super excited at being able to organise stuff because I've had a toolbox I've had for ages, and it's sort of broken now, and it's one where you get like there's some things on the top that sort of, in fact let's see if I can find birthday stocks same one sorry oh. Go. Yeah, I can't. Anyway, it has. I mean, it's a little like this. So you get some like this one. You get some things that open up, but inside there's also a thing. But it also clips. There's a big bottom section to it, so it sort of grows out, but the problem is the hinges have snapped on it, and it's always awkward to get into, and it's like when I'm rooting to find like a hammer or a screwdriver, I'm digging into the bottom compartment, and that also has things such as screws and saw blades and stuff, and then all the screws and stuff are all just all over the place. So what I'm getting is I'm getting myself a pegboard to hang all of my tools up on the wall, and I'm also going to be I haven't ordered yet, but I'm probably going to be ordering one of those things where you get these small plastic trays, so you can do like an organizer on the wall, so all the bits and pieces like screws and nails and stuff like that should hopefully be able to go in there. So hopefully I should end up without all my tools in a toolbox on the floor, but instead neatly arranged on the walls so that I can get it. Unfortunately, I've just seen there's been an update on your parcel. Your parcel's been delayed. We're working to get it on its way. We'll update your tracking once it's out for delivery. Now normally, it's been delayed, that's not too bad. The problem is it's been delivered by Every. Now, there's a chance you may not have heard of Every. Like, who's Every? You've never had a parcel delivered by them before. I've never had a parcel delivered by the name Every, but I have had parcels delivered by these people. And it is a name that brings a sense of dread into every single person in the UK when you hear that your parcel is being delivered by, as you say, Kieran, Hermes. 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 Why does it have to be Hermes? I mean, you had there was a thing a while ago with Hermes where it was a video of people in a Hermes distribution centre, and were throwing and kicking parcels across the centre to one another to move them around. And the people there, people in charge, were like, this is not, this does not represent our company. And everyone who's ever had a package delivered by Hermes going, yeah, kind of does. It's yeah, that's pretty much your brand. Throwing parcels and kicking parcels and stuff. I mean, it came as zero surprise to anyone who's ever had anything delivered by Hermes, because that's how you deliver your parcels. So it's unsurprising that you managed to well, do that at the distribution centres and stuff. So you had to do it yourself to keep up with the flow. Yeah, it's one of those things of it's most likely the management's fault. But yeah, it's like, why does it have to be Hermes? There should be a warning whenever you buy something that this shop is going to send your stuff via Hermes, so therefore you can say, I'm going to buy somewhere else. There is an ultimate ranking where you have right at the bottom, well, at the top, the absolute top tier is DPD. They are far and away the best. DPD, they say, okay, we're delivering, here's a 1 hour time slot, we're going to keep to that 1 hour time slot. Not only that, we're going to give you a number that you are, like this is your delivery number 52 out of however many. Your delivery is going to be between like 12:03 and 1:03. Your driver is here on this map. They are making this delivery number X out of Y. And also we're going to send you a notification when your driver is 30 minutes away. Send a notification when you are next. And it all works. Then, well, not just below, but a little bit below DPD are Royal Mail, because at least with Royal Mail you have a postie that you can speak to and deal with, and the delivery offices are generally fairly close by, and they're generally fairly reliable. Then you have like your UPS and FedEx, which are just meh. UPS, they will give you a 4 hour time slot and then miss that 4 hour time slot. It's like, how can you, a supposed international massive logistics company, not be able to deliver in 4 hours? You gave yourself 4 hours. You told me the time, and you still cannot deliver within that time. I'm looking at you, UPS. 4 hours. DPD can give me an hour and hit it every time. Why can you not hit 4 hours? That's half a day. Half a working day, and you cannot hit it. FedEx are sort of alright. Never had any problems with them, but never had any, like, I don't think I can't remember the last time I've had something delivered by FedEx. But yeah, you get those, and then it's all like your TNT and DHL and all stuff like that. DHL aren't too bad for me at the moment, because I'm literally like, well, I say they're not too bad. It's DHL, because I'm like first stop on the route to DHL now. I will get woken up at like 6:30, 7 a.m. by the first delivery of the day, saying DHL, like, because DHL delivering something, and then I'll get a text message probably about an hour or so later saying DHL are delivering today. So yeah, bit too efficient, DHL. And then you get Yodel, who are just bad, but they're bad. And then you go down, and down further, down to where all the dinosaur bones lay, down into the mantle, and into the inner core, and then you find several additional layers that scientists never really knew existed inside the Earth, and you just keep going down and down and down, and you find that you've gone to a parallel dimension, and it's a parallel dimension of infinite downness that just keeps going down and down and down and down and down and down and down, and eventually you do reach infinity. And even then, you have not yet reached the depths that Hermes live at. So you just keep going and going and going and going and going. Universes come and go in the time that you travel downwards. You have seen stars be born and die countless times. And then eventually, just maybe, you'll catch just a glimpse of Hermes. And you have travelled so far away. So far away. Further than a Ryanair flight's destination is from the city that it claims to be flying to. You've gone so far, and then eventually you'll get Hermes. By that point, you might as well have just driven to the location and picked it up yourself. So yeah, that's Hermes. Let's see, Kieran. The flow keeps on flowing, and if you don't move things around, there's going to be a huge pile up at the end, and the parcels either get yeeted or slid across the floor, get them into bays further up the rollers. Yep, that just sounds like, it's just like, the people at the top are just like, do this. And then doing that makes it terrible, and then they're shocked that it's terrible. It's like, you know, rebranding isn't actually going to fix anything. People still know it's Hermes. People still know that you are going to eat your eat the parcel over the fence. Sometimes they manage to eat it over several fences, because they can't be bothered knocking on the door, because they probably have too many deliveries to make because of the management. Oh, where's the management? Anyway, enough about delivery woes and the people upstairs that cause all those woes. Let us get back to this. So now we have update data model entry. Or did we do that last time? Did that last time. Update data model to port property conversion fix Coppice. Okay. So what I am going to do that. There, so that. And push up to there. And then we're going to go and do to-dos. So if I go to canvas, what's that? So what I want to do, window view model, let's just get rid. Page link control, that's just for creating the links. I think I've pro enabled twice. Ah, because when I'm testing I force pro enabled. Because I'm smart like that. Smart. Observation, state restoration. Open page at page link. Either opens the page or adds it to the canvas, depending on what was selected in the sidebar. So make sure the destination is not null, then update the selection. Update editor based on new selection. If it's selected, then display nothing. Huh? If it opens the page, adds it to the canvas. I don't see adding it to the canvas. Jump to page, editor contain the view, open page. I haven't changed that in like 2 years, so make sure the destination exists. Update the selection. About selection, update editor based on selection. Oh. Not seem to do what I expected. If I jump to page, second page, so we go there, now I'm going to update the selection, okay. If I jump to page, second page, and we're going to go there. Document handle open page link. Yeah, so we don't do. You go there. So open page. That is outdated. So yes. We're not doing any of that there. So I presume... Right. So... page. Link to page. So, the scope, where file name and S. Searching the workspace where none of the conditions are met. Not Swift. Tests. Xcode. Find scope X. Oh, still finding it. Okay, file path. On that. Still includes them. I search that, so that's going to find that. Page. Test. Yeah, it's still finding it in... I wonder if that's a bug. Anyway, jump to page. Link to... So we update selection with page link. All the link generation stays the same. It's literally opening a link on a canvas. So, canvas is a view model. Oh no, that's canvases. We want canvas editor view model. Pay. Oh, we have close canvas page, select canvas page, deselect canvas page, get canvas pages, add canvas pages, update pages. Alright, so the new pages update. Page update pages, great. Add page. Here we are. Start model trailer of page at my on canvas. That and then canvas page. With that existing page, and we just return the page because that is what's going to be flash. But adding page with model IDs and files URLs we don't need, so it's the link that is on the one. So we just care about this. If we have an existing page, we do that. Otherwise, canvas open the page linked from source page. Because if we don't have a source, then we want, yeah. So this is, if we don't have a source, do the source page, that is going to do that, and do the add the pages. Otherwise, we're going down here and open linked from. So this is canvas plus pages. So here we open, we get our canvas page collection, we look for an existing hierarchy, and open that. Otherwise, get a new canvas page, and then we do that. And then the open page hierarchy, we call that. Closing is we want to close the hierarchies. This page. So, what warnings do we have? Setting. Can I install for Swift format? I can. So install Swift format. Okay, so that is that going to get rid of warning? Okay, so that was the end of. Oh, false alarm. No new pajamas yet. Oh dear. Well, I mean, if it's Hermes delivering them, who knows where they are? Okay. I clean build. Finding it. Oh, do I have to quit Xcode? Launch Xcode. And the build. Ah. Custom script. Format. Installed. It is though. I've literally just installed it. Well, I can. Swift. Is it not using the correct? Has been. It has been. That's code, not finding. Homebrew. Code, not. Actually. Yeah, so, let's code not using path in build stream. Okay, so it stores it in not homebrew bin. So what I can do is I should here path equals $path bin. But then if I build, there we go. So I need to go down here. I know this isn't what we were going to do, but it's good to get all these things added up. Because if I'm going to start using some warnings for working out what we need to do next, it makes sense. Yeah. And what should I do? I do care about closure, so disable redundant closure. Oh, care about those, trailing comma. Fine. Stop. 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 Way that argument. No formatting of tests. Still good to have. Okay. The opening price of trim. Coppice core. So, do that. Okay. Map argument. Open a terminal. I want to first format global constant. Okay, that looks okay. So if I open up this so I want with format lint in editor view model dot with. Perhaps the opening brace of a multi-line statement. Okay. I just format image editor view model. Nope. So we are going to disable that. Multi-line state traces. Just traces it. Okay, so that is all done. Update. Well, get with format working. Update. That's it. Okay. So we're going to go back to our canvas plus pages. So open here. I want to add a warning here. This wants to create canvas link as well as page. And this is going to be a warning. Coppice 416 for single instant opening or update but single opening. Opening the hierarchy. Get canvas link as well as pages, and I'm closing update hierarchies canvas links. Okay, so all of that would be okay. Not sure if there's anything else we need to do in the canvas editor view model, because you're adding pages. That is all good. We're going to be adding stuff in there. Canvas page view model. Page roller. Right, the layout. So then we're going to need to copy its core and the layout editor. Rather, the layout engine. Arrow layout. Oh no, those are the tests. Layout engine. Arrow layout engine. Date to canvas links. In fact, this makes things a lot easier because we no longer need to go through a canvas and determine the the arrows and the links on the fly. They're a concrete object, so the arrow layout engine can basically just take hold of all of the page links and just draw them in the between the pages. Need anything in canvas layout engine? Not for this, I don't think, because you've got update arrows and the arrows are all drawn separately, because all we're really doing is changing how the arrows are drawn. So yeah, I think that is all good. So I'm going to step away for a minute because I just need to sort some stuff out and nip to the loo. And when we get back, I think we're all set up to start on this tomorrow. So we're going to spend some time working on the overlay. So I will see you all in a few minutes. Okay, I am back. So, what we want to do is tell me what we're going to do. So I think what we're going to work on first is Sinister's feature request. And to do that, I think what we probably want to do is I want to add a little bit of randomness. Because at the moment, if you fire a bug, for example, if I just come out and I fire some bugs, they fire at me. What I would like to do is add a little bit of randomness to this. So basically, a bug will fire, but rather than firing it in the exact same place each time, what it is going to do is just firing a little, like an arc. So it could fire straight at me, it could just clip the side of me. So they'll still fire in the same general direction, but it could just miss me. So yeah, because if you imagine, if I bring my cursor over here, if we had an arc sort of there, so rather than the target position being here, the target position is sort of constantly moving back and forth, and it depends upon the time as to where it is. So we can basically do, if we did a sine wave, that would move back and forth. So we just said the time is the x-axis on the sine wave, and then we use the y-axis at that time to determine, okay, this is where we are on the sine wave. This is the x position for where we're targeting at. And that would be between 1 and -1, so therefore we can multiply it by how far we want off the thing. So yeah, let's do that first, then we'll get it where it will fire multiple bugs. So focus chart project. Bring this across. Don't care about that. Right. Bug thrower. So we have target transform position. What we probably want is on update. So mark bugs, mark bugging. That mark mark counter, and what we're going to do have int counter. And fixed update to counter plus plus if counter is greater than 100. Counter so that is just going count. Then what we want to do avoid target position. No, grab it. 3. Target position. So for now, that's just going to return target.transform.position. So let's sine wave goes from 0 to 90 to 180 to 73, 60. So yeah, if we do it like originally, so if we do debug.log sine would be like that. Save that. And what do is doing? Setting so that I can have these advanced tags. Do it like that. And it's easy enough to switch between them. Okay, so I am going to play. And then in the console we get all this. Oh. And this. And that is a bunch of stuff. Okay, so we're going to do public float angle do 2F. What we are going to do here is we're going to do this angle divided by 2 because 0 is the center, multiply by mathf dot sine of the counter. So we're going to do for position modifier equal all of that. And then var initial transform equals target.transform.position. Initial transform dot So this is an interesting thing. The transform is in global space. Actually, no. I don't think it. I think the target is the target. Object. The target is the monitor. So hot transform Yeah, so we should be able to do initial transform dot x. I go to the Pokebox. Yeah. Let's just try it. Dot x. Plus equals position modifier. And that's it. Modified transform. Okay. Okay, so that angle's a bit too much, but it's throwing. But if I do, because if you see up here, if I reduce the angle to, let's say, 1, there we are. There's a little bit of randomness. Some miss, some hit. Okay. And then what we want to do is public void throw multiple bugs. And we're going to do int bug count and bug size. Going to be the size. And what we want to do is for I equals 0, I is less than bug count plus a call method after delay. Where are we? Back up our Unity call function call after a period of time. Invoke what's method in time seconds. Okay. So what we can do is if you need to pass parameters methods because our routine dead. Okay, so with that as the reference, do private into throw bug play in float delay. And here we're going to yield turn new wait for second delay. Real bug. Nice. And what we're going to do here is this not notebook and it's going to I times 1.5. Car routine. Actually, bug, oh, and bugs. What we're going to do here is multiple bugs, which is going to throw 10 all, and then if we check button and go up Stream Deck, Case, debug, throw 10 bugs, okay, that's throwing them all at once. So if I do I times 0.5, there we go, that's throwing one at, let's do 0.25 then, see what this looks like. Are you still there, Sinister, if this is what you're looking for? Probably want lights back to there. Fish. Deep log position modifier. Right, what I want to do, have them do that. So when we get this, counter plus equal random dot random range 0 and 8. So what that should do is shift the counter, so by 90. I think that should work. That should be good enough for Sinister to build stuff. So, if I go to, well, we want our channel point manager. Do else if throw 10 bucks. We do all the checks there, and once throw 10 bucks. Okay, so then I should be able to go into the Twitch. And then what do I want to do in... I want viewer rewards, channel points. Real 10 bucks. There. Okay, so I've got the redeem there. So this will not do anything for you at the moment, but if I redeem throw 10 bucks, does not work. Why did that not throw 10 bucks? Do I need to just restart this? Try again. Nope. Invalid operation. Nullable object must have a value. Oh, once. There we are. Well, 10 bucks value. Redeem now. Oh yeah, in my case it throws the big bugs. But that works. So we have that done. So next we have followers, subscribers, and raids. Now raids, I know what I want to do. Raids, the ship's effectively going to go to red alert, so a klaxon will sound. We'll come in to the main area, into the bridge, and the holotable will say raid. And we just want that as the beginning. Eventually the lights will change and start flashing red, and I will be able to go over to the console, have a look on the communications display on the console, and it will show the icon of whoever raided with their name underneath. So that's what I want to do. For subscribers and followers, I'm not sure what to do. So the bugs get thrown in. I don't want it to be something fleeting. I want it to be something that comes into the overlay. Not sure what I want to do here. Don't know if you have any suggestions in chat what to do for followers and for subscribers. I mean, followers, one thing I want to do, and it's something that will be necessary for, like if I bring back the sleep mode, is I need something on the face where I can basically overlay, like turn off the face and replace it with some sort of message. So we could do that for followers. If someone follows, Pokebot's face just changes to thanks for following. For subscribers, this thing we've already putting in the bugs. What can we put in instead for subscribers? I mean, I do have this little like UFO down here. We could possibly have UFOs land in. Genuinely, I'm not sure. So we could have those come in, or we could have stickers. Potentially, like a sticker appears on the Pokebot. Well, that would certainly be non-trivial to do. It could be quite cool if the person who subscribed, it sort of sticks their face onto either the back of the screen or onto the body of the Pokebot, because people stick stickers all over their computer. Because I could get the image when they subscribe. I mean, you won't necessarily see it as much. It will be like, show a message, thanks for subscribing, but by the end of the stream I will have stickers on the body for everyone who has subscribed. Yeah, I think we may play around with that. Because what I could do is have a plane on the body, and then I just create a new plane, create a texture with the image, and create a plane with that image on to use as sort of a decal, and just add those to that plane so it sticks to it. I mean, I think you can do decals and stuff in Unity, so it may be worth looking that up. But yeah, I think stickers with the like the avatar of the subscriber would be quite a nice thing to throw in. For followers, it will just be just flash up temporarily. Subscribers, I get stickers on me throughout the stream, and then raids a lot more. So yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll work through in order: followers, subscribers, and then raids. Even though I'm like, oh, just do the basic thing, I might as well do the whole thing. If I do raids, get the whole thing in there, because there are other things that I would want to do. So for example, oh, my controller. One thing I'd like is to be able to change the sleep timer on PS4 controller, because it's plugged in the power. It shouldn't need. But if I come up, I'm sort of up here, and what I want is the camera to be tall, because I'm just a wee little robot. I mean, look at the size of me compared to the doors. But what would be nice is if I could almost like, it's like me grabbing the camera and move the camera down. So maybe what I could do is have it when as I press one of the triggers, it actually tilts whatever camera is there down. Because like if I'm in here, I can come up to camera, and this does look at me, but it'd be nice if I could tilt it down to look at the body, because if I'm going to have the body there, like going to have all these on the body, it'd be nice to be able to tilt it down to actually show them, so I could actually look down and look at them. So I think that is probably what we're going to go for. So yeah. Anyway, as it's getting on for 5 PM, I am getting very hungry, and I have a pizza that I want to cook, because pizza. So I am going to call the stream here. Let's just have a quick look and see if someone is online. Doesn't look like it. There are a few people, but nobody really doing too much that seems very relevant. Okay, well, we'll call the stream there. I want to thank you all for coming. Thank you, Kieran, as usual, for coming in and for raiding. And yes, we've managed to get a lot done. We've got all of our data model stuff done in Coppice. We have all of our stuff planned out for what we want to do. So tomorrow the plan is get Coppice basically working as it did before, and yes, tomorrow we've also got throwing 10 bugs working, so we'll be able to do that on tomorrow's stream. So don't redeem it yet, because it will be a waste of channel points, but it does work on my version of the overlay, so I'll get that built ready for tomorrow. And yes, we've also planned out what we're going to do for followers, subscribers, and raiders. So there is a lot to do, both in Coppice and the stream. Will we be able to get it all done? Who knows? Tune in tomorrow to find out whether the Pilkybot manages to complete all these tasks, or at least get several hours worth of tasks stuff completed towards the goal. We want to get all this done by the end of this month. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, thank you as always for coming. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And until tomorrow at 1 PM, where I hope you will join me again, happy coding!